I'm out of bed and dressed. What more do you want? Hello, welcome to the Old Stack Show. I'm your host, JayBacca. This is my style for this season. A t-shirt with a hoodie. I'm very hot right now. I actually am. I'm kind of starting to sweat, so yeah, really hot. Go! Go! And it's time to drop from the hat. Or helmet, whatever. Today's topic is, if I can unfold it, hobbies. This is my hobby. That was a good show. Good. See you guys next time. Hobbies. There are lots of different kinds of hobbies. People like to fish. That's a hobby. It's also a career for other people. But for some people, it's just a hobby. Hunting is the same thing. Well, it's like in the same sense. Hunting can be a hobby and a job. Hunting. Hobbies can be jobs. And I'm trying to make my hobby a job. Which is this. But it's not going too well. Sometimes hobbies are just hobbies and people enjoy them in their free time and they have a job to make the bills so they can have their hobby. Sometimes hobbies are pretty much impossible to make as a job. It's pretty rare. Sometimes it's like they're really hard to make into a job unless you're really good at them. Or just know how to market yourself at it. Whatever it may be. One of the weirdest hobbies I believe is out there is taxidermy. It's just stuffing dead animals. It's kind of strange. Just all of the animals that can be stuffed. Just typical deers, dogs, just the usual animals, and then sometimes they feel like getting creative and like they fuse parts of animals together, making sometimes really cool things, sometimes just really weird things, and sometimes just really disturbing looking things. But I mean, it's a hobby. People like to do it, and it can be a job, but it's not that well paid of a job. You might be able to get by on being a taxidermist, but sometimes it's tough. Because sometimes, not everybody's always looking for taxidermists. So this guy who supposedly caught Bigfoot, I wonder if he's going to taxidermy Bigfoot. That would be probably the greatest taxidermy item you could ever have, is a taxidermy Bigfoot. Of course, I imagine probably pretty hard to fit into a normal room, depending on how big he actually is. I haven't seen him. Only a select few who have paid have seen him. Yeah, I think that story's a little false. I also think it's kind of weird, considering like it's being like revamped from like a year ago. But like, there's also this show, $10 million bounty coming out. Bigfoot bounty, and I don't know. I do kind of believe in Bigfoot, but I don't know. There's so much out there that's just like, that so can't be real. Like footage and stuff is just like, that could easily have been faked. It's all, you know how it's always grainy? You know? Bigfoot hunters. That's a hobby. Kind of like hunting. Only you probably want to catch it instead of kill it. I don't know why that guy would want to kill Bigfoot. Like, why would you want to kill him? It's Bigfoot. If you catch Bigfoot, you catch him. You don't kill him. You're going to go out of your way to spend some money. Spend it on a trap. I understand it's going to be a lot harder to keep him contained, But if you catch him, you can find the money to keep him contained. Like, it's, you can. It's just the money is there. So many people are interested that you can find people who will just like sponsor you. Cause you'll be getting advertisement and like all you gotta do is like wear a shirt that like has like a logo or something on it. I'm sure there's a company out there that'd be like, oh, we'd be down with promoting, giving money to like sponsoring the guy who finds and catches Bigfoot. We would help him keep him contained, and we would well, as long as the logo's there, like people would know that you support Bigfoot, but like you're getting publicity out of it, so I think I should move on from Bigfoot. I'm gonna move on from Bigfoot. No offense to Bigfoot, no offense, but it's time for something else. Let's go on to graffiti. Graffiti. It's technically a crime here in the United States. I have a feeling it's a crime in a lot of places. I'm sure there are places that just don't really bother with policing it, but sometimes there's some good people out there who like, not like good people, but like people who, like some artists who do that. If you go through the right circles and like, you have permission to do it, that's cool. I mean, that's because usually you'd be a pretty good graffiti artist and you would do something freaking awesome. I think graffiti is pretty cool. It is illegal, but I mean, it's only illegal when it's like the lame, just done. If you take your time on it, it looks good. I don't think anybody's gonna complain. Just as long as it's not like you're graffitiing a church, like a satanic symbol or something, then people might have a problem with it. But if you're just doing like some cool, like a unique figure that you make, that you've created, then it'll look cool. And as long as you're doing it on places that are just like under a bridge, I don't even know how they investigate that stuff. Unless they find cameras or something. I don't see that there's much into it. If you're caught doing it, then I imagine you're probably fined. I don't see it as being incarcerated. It's more of a misdemeanor than a felony. Is it a felony? I honestly don't know. I'm just saying words here. In all honesty, I am. Graffiti. It can be cool. It's also kind of against the law, unless you have permission. So I was searching hobbies, and apparently sandcastle building is one. Don't see how it's a complex hobby. You need the sand for sure. But man, I can imagine like ice sculpting. I imagine ice sculpting is a hobby too. I mean, they're both like, it takes time to make like some really cool stuff. You can make like some really cool sand sculptures. You really can. Castles. Sand castles. I have a note card over there. So, sand castles. I imagine. I feel like the best way to. I feel like if you were a sandcastle builder as a hobby, you'd want to live like on a beach or near a beach, because you want to be able to control where you're built, like, because like you want to know your sand, so that you have a feel for like how wet it's gonna be. If you need to make sure that there's more water on the sand, make sure it's got the right. Sorry for this word, people. I know people who don't like this word, moisture. The right moisture level is in the sand, so that you can, if you're using buckets, just using your hand. Props to you if you can build some cool stuff with your hands and sand. Props. Sandcastle building makes me think of The Mummy. I believe it's The Mummy Returns, where they're running after, where they're trying to figure out where they're going, and the kid makes these little sandcastles. And there's an article of clothing as a way to be like, hey, I did this, or like as a way to like hide it. So you keep making those sandcastles, you sandcastle builders. You do your best, even if you're terrible. Just don't spend all your life on it, especially if you're terrible. Try to have a job. It's just a part-time job that'll get you by, so you can, make sandcastles. Yeah. My all-time favorite hobby, if you couldn't tell, is chess. I liked it so much I made two, count them. Oh god, this. 2 necklaces out of colorful chess pieces. I like colors, and I like chess. So that's how these came to be. Because I would go to tournaments in high school, and they would sell these as keychains. And I actually have like some of the things that the keychains would come on as part of the necklace to make sure they're longer. I used to like the first necklace I had was like 8 chess pieces, and it had like it was just those little things all connected together. But yeah, that's how this came to be. If you have ever seen this before. If you haven't, it has a name and a Facebook fan page that I'll link to in the description if you want to become a fan of these necklaces, which I consider as one for the fan page because they're one. They're like magnetized. How cool would that be if I pulled the chains away, but like they were still like connected to each other? And I'm very particular. The knights must be all facing outward when you wear it. People put it on backwards. I'm like, that's backwards. It's like, how can you tell the knights they're not facing the right way? So I'm a big chess nerd. But chess is fun. It works out your brain, man. It works out your brain. It makes you be able to see things coming. Because you gotta be able to see moves ahead. That's actually my 2 hobbies are making videos / editing and all that, and chess. And I actually have a revolutionary chessboard. I have a Star Wars Episode 2 chessboard. I have a glass chessboard that's green. Green is my favorite color. It's green and clear. I have an Aztec, small little Aztec chessboard. It's really cool. But those are my 3 main really cool chessboards. I play on them every now and again. It's actually pretty cool. The revolutionary one, our side, the colonials, whatever, the revolutionaries. I don't know. I can't think of what to call it. I haven't played much chess. My brain is kind of a fart right now. But our side has a headless horseman because one of the heads fell off. I was like, oh yes, we have a headless horseman. I think headless horseman was from our side. Was headless horseman originated from that war? Because I keep thinking that. I'm like, was that? I feel like it was. I feel like the stories originated from the Revolutionary War. I cannot confirm or deny that though. So I really need to look that up. But I think it was. I'm not positive, but I'm fairly certain it was. I don't know. Moving on. Chess is awesome. Yeah. Actually, not really moving on. History. People have historical hobbies, like reenacting things, and I wonder if people reenact that. Which they, well, I don't know why they would, because there are a lot of movies made of that already. Well, actually that might enhance wanting that to have reenactments. Reenactments are kind of like LARPing, which is also a hobby. But people also have like just rooms where it's just little figures from like a major battle, and it's like y'all got too much time on your hands. That's what people always say when people see people with these kind of hobbies. Like, you got too much time on your hands. No. This is my life. I love doing this. So, and like they can go in depth and be like, I actually do not have enough time on my hands. It's not complete if you actually look closely enough. It's like, bro, it's like you like history too much. Sit somewhere down in intervention. It's like, all right, you like history too much. History is history, though. It's very important. But the future is also important. But history is always. You always got to know just history in general. Like all the major things that happen in history. At least I believe you do, because I believe you need to focus on the future, but you should still know like the major things in history so you don't accidentally cause that to repeat itself. Because you don't want that. That's just no. The history is history. But it's I say history is history in many ways. As in history is history, like let's focus on the future, but like history is history. History is history, you know? Like history is, oh my gosh, history. We gotta know what happened so we don't run across that again. Have those bumps in the road again. I don't know, I'm just rambling on now. There's a lot of stuff on my feet, so I'm kind of, I like to move around. Dance. I imagine people dance as a hobby. Of course people dance as a hobby. I imagine people dance as a hobby. What? Of course people dance as a hobby. It's one of the biggest hobbies there is. People trying to do it as a career would know. But sometimes, yeah. A lot of dancing needs to go in. A lot of dancing practice needs to go in order to become a professional dancer. Because it's a lot of dancing. And so I think that about wraps it up for today. I'll see you next Friday. Hopefully with somebody else. This episode was just me all by myself. All by myself. I wanna be. Okay. Here's how the show's gonna go from here on out. Fridays, it's just gonna be like this. Me, in front of the camera, hopefully with somebody. Maybe not. I don't know. But that's what the season's gonna be like. Next season, there should be somebody in every episode. And next season we'll have other stuff, like probably a sketch day. Not sure what day that is. Keep tuned in. You'll find out. Basically, Fridays are draw from the helmet. I keep wanting to say hat. Draw from the hat. It's a helmet. It's right here. And it's a helmet. It's a helmet. I dropped them all. Just gonna set that there. You gonna clean this up? Alright, cool. Later.